Good morning students. Today we will discuss the concept nature of electromagnetic waves. The topic is electromagnetic waves. What is the nature of electromagnetic waves? Today we will discuss that is. In the first year topic, that is a waves topic, you might have studied about the two nature of the wave. One is a transverse nature. And another one is a longitudinal nature of the wave. One is a transverse nature, and another one is longitudinal waves, means longitudinal nature of wave. For example, you know very well, for longitudinal, sound wave is a longitudinal, and the electromagnetic wave or the light radiation is a transverse in nature. What about the nature of electromagnetic wave? Electromagnetic wave, the nature of the either it is transverse or longitudinal, we can see now. Before going to decide the nature of electromagnetic wave, first we should know about what you mean by a transverse or what you mean by longitudinal. First we will see about transverse. Before going to that one, the electromagnetic wave can be represented graphically. Let us take, this is a positive x direction, and here I am taking the diagram of electromagnetic wave, and here this is a conductor, and this is a mean point, this is a highest point called extreme, and this is highest point called extreme. And you discussed about what is the source of electromagnetic wave, the accelerating charge particle inside the conductor. It is a conductor, inside the conductor charge is accelerating. Because of that acceleration of the charge in the conductor, the electromagnetic waves is propagating in x direction. And here we should take or compare the direction of the wave as well as the acceleration of the particle inside the conductor. This is a conductor, and now I am taking the diagram of electromagnetic wave. This is the diagram, this is the electrical field, and this is the electrical field, and now this is the magnetical field. This is a magnetical field, and now the electrical field vector I am showing, that is a E vector, and here this is maximum intensity of electrical field, and here this is maximum intensity of electrical field, and here this is maximum intensity of electrical field, that is E, and this one is B. This one is maximum amplitude of magnetical field, this is B, and next this is B, and next this one is B, and next this one is B vector. Electrical field and magnetical field propagating in positive x direction. This is negative x, this is positive x. Electromagnetic wave is moving in positive x direction, and here this is the propagation of electromagnetic wave. This is the propagation of electromagnetic wave in x direction, but the charge particle inside the conductor is in y orientation. Here this is a conductor, inside the conductor charge particle is accelerating. As a result, electromagnetic wave is propagating in positive x direction. And just you observe, this is a coordinate, this is y axis, this is positive x axis, this is positive y axis, and inside the conductor, this is a conductor, inside the conductor charge is accelerating and electromagnetic wave is propagating in positive x direction. What is the angle between direction of the particle inside the conductor and propagation of the wave? That is 90 degree. If the angle between the propagation of the wave and direction of vibration of the particle is perpendicular to each other, then that nature we are going to call it as transverse nature. What is the transverse waves? The transverse waves is a wave in which the direction of vibration of the particle and the direction of propagation of the wave both are perpendicular to each other, then that kind of the wave we are going to call it as transverse waves. This is electromagnetic wave. This is a transverse in nature, not a longitudinal. How come? Vibration of the particle in y direction and propagation of the wave in x direction. This is wave direction. This is vibration of the electron inside the conductor. This is y direction, and this is angle between those two is 90 degree. That's why the angle between propagation of the wave, direction of propagation of the wave and direction of vibration of the particle is perpendicular. It means that a 90 degree, then that point of the wave we are going to call it as a transverse wave. Then electromagnetic wave is a transverse in nature. But while coming to a longitudinal wave, if the angle between the direction of propagation of the wave and the vibration of the particle is along the same direction, means that is a parallel, then theta is equal to 0 degree, then that nature is called as a longitudinal, but this is not a longitudinal. What is the example for longitudinal? For example, sound wave. For example, sound wave. Sound wave is longitudinal. Sound wave is a longitudinal. How come? Let us take, these are all air particles. These are all air particles. These are all the air particles. And my vocal cord, I am going to put a pressure on this air particle. This air particle vibrating like this and transfers its energy to this air particle, and because of the disturbance given by the first particle, the second particle is also start vibration like this and transfers its energy to the third particle, and third air particle getting disturbed by the second particle and start to vibrate like this, and again this particle transfers its energy here, this particle is start vibration and transfers its energy to this particle. This is vibrating like this, transfers energy to this particle. This is vibrating and again this is vibrating, again this is vibrating, means the energy, wave is nothing but energy. The energy is moving in positive x direction and particle is also vibrating in the same direction. All the air particles, they are vibrating like this in positive x direction, and the wave energy is moving is also in same direction. Then angle between the wave energy, the angle between energy transfer and vibration of particles, that is theta is equal to 0 degree, means they are both parallel. That's why this kind of the wave we are going to call it as a sound wave. The wave is also moving in positive x direction, vibrations are, the particles are vibrating in the same direction. The direction of vibration of the particle and propagation of the wave both are in the same direction. The angle between those two is 0 degree. Therefore, this kind of wave we are going to call it as a longitudinal wave. Example for longitudinal wave is a sound wave, but transverse wave is an electromagnetic wave. What is the transverse? The direction of the angle between the direction of vibration of the particle inside the conductor and that of the propagation of the wave, that is perpendicular to each other, then that kind of the wave we are going to call it as transverse wave, and the electromagnetic wave is a transverse in nature. You please remember this one. There has been a question for theory 1 marks. What is the nature of electromagnetic wave? Then you need to write the answer as a transverse nature. Light radiation or electromagnetic radiation having which nature? Either it is a longitudinal transverse, that is a transverse in nature. And this is a nature of electromagnetic wave. You remember this one. And the next concept we can study, that is representation of electromagnetic waves. Representation of electromagnetic waves by using by using wave equations, by using wave equations. In the first year topic, wave topic is there. We studied there equation of waves. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ವೇವ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಅದ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೇವ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ವೇವ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ವೇವ್ and how to represent mathematically this electromagnetic wave. And here you know very well, this is a electrical field is goes on increases and becomes maximum, and here again electrical field goes on decreases and at this point electrical field becomes zero, again electrical field increases and becomes maximum, and again goes on decreases, at this point electrical field becomes zero, again goes on increases, electrical field intensity at this point becomes maximum. The same is goes on continuous. And while coming to magnetical field goes on increases, at this point magnetical field becomes maximum, goes on decreases, at this point magnetical field value becomes zero, again goes on increases, at this point the intensity of magnetical field becomes, that is maximum, again zero, increases and so on continuous. And here at this point electrical field is minimum, at this point electrical field is minimum, that is this one, at this point electrical field is minimum, that is this one, but at this point electrical field is maximum, that is this one, at this point electrical field again decreases, that is this one, at this point again electrical field decreases, that is this one, at this point electrical field becomes zero, at this point electrical field increases, that is this much, at this point electrical field increases, that is this much, at this point electrical field maximum, at this point again decreases, again zero, increases, maximum, again decreases, zero, so on continuous. Same at this point magnetical field is increases, again increases, becomes maximum, again decreases, magnetical field at this point zero, again magnetical field here increases, becomes maximum here, again decreases, magnetical field is zero, magnetical field increases, becomes maximum, decreases, again at this point magnetical field is zero. Here in the wave the electrical field intensity is maximum at which point? At this point, or at this point, the electrical field is maximum. That maximum electrical field is called as E naught, called amplitude of electrical field, amplitude of electrical field. And here at this point magnetical field is less, at this point is less, at this point maximum, at this point magnetical field maximum, at this point magnetical field is maximum, at this point magnetical field is maximum, that is indicated as B naught, called amplitude of magnetical field, amplitude of M field. What is amplitude of electrical field? The maximum electrical field intensity at this point is there, at this point is there, at this point, and so on continuous. The maximum intensity of electrical field is called as amplitude of electrical field, and magnetical field is maximum here, magnetical field is maximum here, magnetical field is maximum and maximum and maximum, so on continuous. That is indicated as B naught. What is B naught? The maximum intensity of magnetical field is called as amplitude of magnetical field, indicated as B naught, and maximum amplitude of electrical field is called as amplitude of electrical field, that is indicated as E naught. E naught is amplitude of electrical field, B naught is amplitude of magnetical field. Maximum electrical field intensity is called as a E naught, maximum intensity of magnetical field is called as a amplitude of magnetical field. And here representation of electromagnetic wave by using wave equations. In the first year topic we studied about electrical field, because electromagnetic wave contain one is a electrical field, another one is a magnetical field. I want to represent electrical field present in the electromagnetic wave by using a suitable wave equation, that is electrical field can be represented, electrical field, that is E can be represented by using a wave equation, by using a wave equation as E is equal to E naught sine of omega t minus of kx. Let us take it as a equation number 1. What is E? This is intensity of electrical field is equal to amplitude of electrical field sine of omega t minus of kx. This term is called as a theta factor, phase angle we are going to call it as. And what is E? It is total electrical field intensity is equal to maximum electrical field intensity into sine of phase angle. And here what is E naught? E naught is amplitude, means in the wave the maximum intensity of the electrical field is called as a E naught. Sine is the phase angle. By using sine as a trigonometric function we have to find out the phase angle. And here this is a theta part, means theta is equal to omega t minus of kx, theta part, this is theta part. And here what is omega? This is 2 pi divided by t. And what is k? This is 2 pi divided by lambda, What is omega? Angular frequency. And what is k? Wave number. This is number of waves present, number of waves passing through the medium in 1 second of time is called as angular frequency. And what is k? Wave number. This is a number of waves passing through the medium of length is equal to 1 meter, that is called as wave number. This is also number of waves counting. This is also number of waves. The number of waves I have to count with respective of time as a 1 second. The number of waves I have to count with respective of length as 1 meter. Lambda is wavelength. Getting? ನೀವು ಲೆಂತ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವೇವ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಅನ್ಬೇಕಾ, ನೀವು ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಟೈಮ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ಬೇಕಾ? Getting angular frequency ಅನ್ಬೇಕಾ. Frequency is the number of waves with respective of time. The number of waves with respective of length is called as wave number. And here this is time and this is length. According to time, number of waves counting is called as a wave number. According to length, counting of the wave number is called as a wave number. Getting? Here this is angular frequency. Omega is an angular frequency that can be calculated by using this formula. Wave number is getting, that is wave number. K is a wave number that is calculated with respect of this formula. Number of waves with respect of time, number of waves with respect of time, number of waves with respect of distance. X is a distance because this is x axis, means x is a distance. And if you use this formula, this is angular frequency, and k is wave number, we are counting with respect of distance, angular frequency we are counting with respect of time. If you use this equation, it is able to find out what is the intensity of electrical field inside the wave. ವೇವ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಟಿನ ನೀವು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? E equal to E naught sin omega t minus of kx. ಒಮೆಗಾ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಕೆ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ವೇವ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಟಿನ ನಾವು ಈ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ? Here this sign indicating electrical field is a vector, not a scalar. You remember one thing, ನೀವು ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಕಲಿಯುವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೀಲ್ಡನು ವೆಕ್ಟಾರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸೇ. ಗ್ರಾವಿಟೇಷನಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಎಸ್ ವೆಕ್ಟಾರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ. ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಎಸ್ ವೆಕ್ಟಾರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, ಎಸ್ ವೆಕ್ಟಾರ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ರ ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್, all the fields are vector quantities. And this is electrical field. And how to find out magnetical field? The magnetical field intensity can be represent or calculate represent by equation, by using the equation, represent by same b vector is equal to b naught sin of omega t minus of kx. Let us take it as a equation number 2. The magnetical field intensity present in the electromagnetic wave can be calculated by using this formula. Total intensity of magnetical field is equal to maximum intensity of magnetical field, that is called as a amplitude of magnetical field, sine of phase angle can be represented by this factor. Again omega is equal to this value and k is equal to this value. Omega is a angular frequency, k is a wave number. Angular frequency can be getting counting or calculating with respective of time. Wave number can be calculating with respect to of length by using the same formula. This is angular frequency, this is a wave number. If you use this equation, you can possible to find out the intensity of electrical field present inside the electrical field, electromagnetic wave. And if you use this equation, it is possible to find out the intensity of magnetical field that is present in electromagnetic wave. If you combine these two equations, ಈ equation ದಿಂದ electrical field intensity ಸಿಕ್ರ, ಈ equation ದಿಂದ we can able to find the magnetical field intensity. If you use both the equations at the same time, then you are getting the intensity of this electromagnetic wave. The electromagnetic wave, by using wave equations, how to represent? The electrical field can be represented by using this equation and magnetical field can be represented by using this equation. If by combination of these two equations, that is electromagnetic wave equation. And here in some textbook he has given, if k is more, omega is less, take this term kx minus omega t, or if k is more, omega is less, then kx minus omega t you can take. And here this is a representation of electromagnetic wave by using suitable wave equations. This is one wave equation, this is another wave equation, and you please remember, and this one, and you please note down this is. And here next, here only we can study another concept, relation between amplitude of electrical field means that is E naught, and amplitude of magnetical field, that is B naught. As you know very well, here this is electrical field and this is magnetical field. Together this is an electromagnetic wave propagating in positive x direction. What is the relation between amplitude of electrical field E naught and amplitude of magnetical field B naught? And here what is E naught? This is amplitude of electrical field, means maximum intensity of electrical field is called as a amplitude of electrical field, and maximum intensity of magnetical field is called as the amplitude of magnetical field. What is the relation between those two? That is B naught is equal to mathematically E naught divided by C. What is B naught? Intensity of magnetical field, maximum amplitude of magnetical field, maximum intensity of electrical field. This is amplitude of electrical field, amplitude of magnetical field, and C is speed of electromagnetic wave. Its value you know very well, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. How to find out B naught? B naught is equal to E naught divided by C. Then it is possible to get the B naught value. And here, whenever the electromagnetic wave is propagating, the electrical field intensity, means the amplitude of electrical field is more than the amplitude of magnetical field. Amplitude of electrical field amplitude of magnetical field ಗಿಂತಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದ. Then how to find out this relation? B naught is equal to E naught by C. If B naught into C, if you multiply C into B naught, if B naught is multiplied by C, then this value is exactly equal to E naught. B naught is not equal to E naught actually. Magnetical field is less, magnetical amplitude of magnetical field is less, but amplitude of electrical field is more. If you want to make the amplitude of electrical field is exactly equal to the amplitude of electrical field, if you want the amplitude of magnetical field that should be equal to amplitude of magnetical field, then you have to multiply the C value to the B naught. C value na B naught ಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರ್ತದ? E naught ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರ್ತದ. The product of these two, the magnitude is exactly equal to magnitude of E naught. B naught value E naught ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ B naught ಗೆ C ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. The magnitude of this is exactly equal to the E naught value. LHS is equal to RHS. That's why the E naught is equal to amplitude of electrical field is equal to C times that of the amplitude of magnetical field. Once again, what is amplitude of electrical field is equal to C times that of the amplitude of magnetical field. Then this magnitude is exactly equal to this magnitude, because the amplitude of magnetical field is less than the amplitude of electrical field. That's why in order to make those two values same, you have to multiply C to this value, then this value is equal to this value. Or you can, the amplitude of magnetical field is lesser than the amplitude of electrical field. How many times it is less? The amplitude of magnetical field is C times less than that of the amplitude of electrical field. This is this equation indicating the relation between the amplitude of electrical field and amplitude of magnetical field. You please remember this equation. We'll start about the next concept as electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum, the concept you studied already in the topic as atoms, and again we have to study this one in the topic as electromagnetic waves. First we'll see about what do you mean by electromagnetic spectrum. The definition is, it is a regularly or the orderly arrangement of all the electromagnetic radiations according to their increasing order of their frequency or decreasing order of the frequency. That orderly arrangement of that electromagnetic radiations is called as electromagnetic spectrum. And first once we will see the definition. After that we can see the list of all the types of electromagnetic radiations. First one is the X-ray, gamma radiation. First one is the gamma radiation, second one is the X-ray radiation, third one is the ultraviolet radiation, next one is a visible light or a white light, and next one is infrared radiation and a micro radiation, and the last one is a radio wave. And we can see the list and the range of wavelength and frequency later. First we will see the definition. The definition: it is the orderly arrangement of, it is the regularly or orderly arrangement of all the electromagnetic radiation, all the electromagnetic radiations according to increasing order of their wavelength, increasing order of their wavelength, or decreasing order of the frequency, or decreasing order of their frequency, called electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum. And here in the definition I have used the word increasing order of wavelength or decreasing order of frequency. Why I have to take vice versa? Because any wave, if it is having more frequency, its wavelength is very less, or any wave if it is having very less frequency, its wavelength is a maximum. There has been a relation, you know very well. What is the relation between frequency and wavelength of that wave? That is inversely proportional to each other. More the frequency, then that wave having very less wavelength. The relation between wavelength and frequency is inversely proportional. That's why according to that relation, this is the definition. What are those radiations? First one is a gamma radiation. Second one is X-ray radiation. Third one is ultraviolet radiation, that is UV radiation. And what is the fourth one? The fourth one is visible light. Fourth one is a visible radiation, also calling it as a white light. White light is also called as a visible light because the light which can be seen for our eyes that is called as a visible light. The visible in the sense it can be seen, that's why only white light can be seen, that's why it is a visible is the name. Next one is the infraradiation. Infraradiation, simply calling it as a IR radiation. Sixth one is, that is microwave. Sixth one is a microwave radiation, and seventh one is a radio wave. Seventh one is radio wave radiation. This is all the electromagnetic radiation, and their wavelength range and frequency range we can study. The wavelength and frequency of each and every electromagnetic radiation is not same. That is electromagnetic radiation and its wavelength range and its frequency range we can study. Frequency range also we can study. This is indicated as nu, this is indicated as lambda, and we can study one by one each and every electromagnetic radiation and its wavelength and its frequency. That is one by one we can study. First one is a gamma radiation. First one is gamma radiation. Its wavelength is very less. That is, first we can study, write all the list. Second one is a X-ray radiation. Third one is ultraviolet radiation, and the next one is a white light or a visible light. Next one is a infraradiation. Next one is a microwave. Last one is a radio wave. The wavelength of radio wave is large among all the radiation. What is the wavelength range of the gamma radiation? That is lesser than 10 to the power of minus 3 meter. What is wavelength? The length of one wave. This is one wave. The length of one wave, that is a wavelength, that is lambda. Length of one wave is called as a wavelength. And what is frequency? In 1 second, how many waves are passing through the medium? This is one wave, this is second wave, this is third wave, this is fourth wave, this is fifth wave. This is one wave. Like this, in 1 second of time, how many waves, the number of waves passing through the medium in just 1 second of time is called as a frequency. The length of one wave is called as a wavelength. If the length of one wave is lesser than this value, then that radiation is called as a gamma radiation. And next go to X-ray radiation. Its wavelength range is 10 to the power of minus 3 meter to 1 nanometer. More than this value and lesser than this value. If the wavelength of one wave lies in the range of these two values, the wavelength of one wave is more than this value and lesser than this value, that wave we are going to call it as a X-ray radiation. And ultraviolet, its radiation range is 1 nanometer to, that is 400 nanometer. And next one is a visible. Its range of wavelength is 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. Next go to infraradiation. Its range is 700 nanometer to, that is 1 millimeter. And next one is 1 millimeter to 0.1 meter. Last one radio wave. 0.1 meter to 30 kilometer. 30 kilometer. This is range of wavelength of all the electromagnetic radiations. And this is just, you observe here, the wavelength is goes on increases. The wavelength is goes on increases up to this. The wavelength is highest for radio, lowest for gamma. This is wavelength range. And what about this frequency range we can study? Increasing order we can take. Getting the radio wave frequency is 10 to the power of 4 hertz to 10 to the power of 8 hertz. In 1 second of time, the number of waves, after you counting, the answer becomes more than this, less than this, then the wave which is having the frequency, that is radio wave. And microwave frequency, that is 10 to the power of, take this value here, 8 hertz to 10 to the power of 12 hertz, or you can take 11 hertz. This is approximate values, not perfect. The 11 or 12 you can take here. Next, infraradiation, 10 to the power of 12 hertz to 10 to the power of 14 hertz. And next one, visible light, 10 to the power of 14 hertz to 10 to the power of 16 hertz. And next go to ultraviolet, 10 to the power 16 to 10 to the power 17. And this is 10 to the power 17 to 10 to the power of 18 or 19. Approximately we can take 18 or 19. Last one, 10 to the power 18 to or 19 to, this is 22. We can take 4 to 8. Next, 8 to 12 or 8 to 11, that is also possible. Or take 12 to 14 or 11 to 14, that is also possible. These are approximate values. 14 to 16, 16 to 17 you can take, or 17 to 18. 17 to 18 you can take, or 17 to 19 you can take, approximate, that is also possible. 18 to 22 you can take, or this is 19 to 22 you can take, approximate values. These are not a perfect values. See here, wavelength is goes on increases, but here frequency goes on decreases. Frequency decreases, wavelength increases. Increase in wavelength, decrease in frequency with respective of this spectrum list. This is the diagram. Increasing order of their wavelength, increasing order of the wavelength, decreasing order of the frequency, decreasing order of the frequency. See now, frequency goes on decreases, wavelength goes on increases. The definition, according to the definition, there has been a list of electromagnetic spectrum is there. And these are not exact values of range of wavelength and frequency of all the electromagnetic radiation. These are approximation values. That's why we have used the word as a range. And this is important. This list is important for theory exam 1 marks. That is, the question, it will possible like this. Mention the wavelength range of X-ray radiation. What you need to write? This range you need to write. Mention the wavelength range of ultraviolet radiation. You can write this answer. Mention the wavelength range of infraradiation. You can write this answer. Or on the frequency, mention the frequency range of visible light. Getting, you have to remember this answer. Mention the frequency range of radio wave. You can write this answer. You please remember this list. The range of wavelength and range of frequency for all the electromagnetic radiation you have to remember. Getting, and this is a bit difficult, and don't getting, you just practice 2 to 3 times, you are getting very easily. Getting, after practice, getting, you try to remember the values, and the list, and this is very important for 1 marks for your theory exam getting, and please note down this one. And next, now we can study about the another concept as what is the uses of these all the electromagnetic radiation. One by one we can study now, and you range of wavelength and the range of frequency you please remember for theory, that is 1 marks. Okay, note down please. Okay, next we can study the uses of all the electromagnetic radiations. According to the list, first one we can take it as a gamma radiation, and next one is a X-ray radiation, third one is a visible radiation. One by one the uses of all the radiations we can study. First one, the gamma radiation. The gamma radiation, we are going to use this one to destroy a cancer cells in the medical industry or in medicine. While diagnosing some certain kinds of cancer cells, or for the treatment of for certain kind of the cancer, we can use a gamma radiation because it is having a very high frequency. That is the reason behind this one. To destroy certain kind of cancer cells or for the treatment of cancer, we are going to use this gamma radiation. And second, gamma radiation where we are using in industry to check the uniformity, uniformity of materials, means metal sheets. It means that in industry, whenever we are going to producing a metal sheets, the thickness of metal sheets at each and every point should be same. To check the thickness of the metal sheets, we are going to use a gamma radiation, and this is also one of the use. And again, gamma radiation where we are going to use to check the leakage of oil in the pipe while transmitting. For example, inside the pipe the oil is moving. If is there any leakage of the oil, by using gamma radiation, that is we can send the gamma radiation inside the pipe. Depending upon a variation of wavelength and frequency of the gamma radiation, it is possible to find out the spot where the oil is leaking inside the pipe. The gamma radiation we are going to use, this is for to check the leakage, of oil in the pipe we are going to use. And one more important use of gamma radiation, that is to sterilize surgical instruments. We are going to use gamma radiation because of high frequency. What is the meaning of this one? You know very well. In the hospital system, hospitalization, that is after operation, whatever it are the materials or equipments they are going to use, on that the deposition of bacteria or some microorganisms is there. By washing that equipments, that virus or the bacteria or the microorganisms, they are not cleaning as soon or very clearly. To sterilize means to wash that one. If you incident this gamma radiation on the equipments, then the microorganisms present on that equipments, it is easily getting clearing. That's why to sterilize all the surgical equipments or instrument in the hospital, we are going to use a gamma radiation. First one is to check the uniformity of metal sheets in the industry. Second one, to check the leakage of oil in the pipes. Next one is to sterilize the surgical instrument, we are going to use gamma radiation. And second goes to X-ray radiation. We are going to use X-ray radiation in medical diagnosis. In medical diagnosis getting for treatment of cancer, like gamma radiation, X-ray radiation is also we are going to use for the treatment of certain kind of cancer cells. Second one, gamma radiation we are going to use to take the photograph, to take a photo of a fractured part of bone, and again the X-ray radiation we are using to study the arrangement of atoms in the material or crystal, arrangement of materials in the metal or material. We can use, these are three important. And in surgical instruments also, for sterilization we are going to use X-ray radiation also. Medical diagnosis, it means that for certain treatment of the cancer cells, and if there is any fracture inside the body, that is on the bone, in order to find out that spot where the bone has fractured, that we can find out by using the photo. In that photo system, what electromagnetic radiations they are going to use, that is X-ray radiation. And to check the arrangement of, or to study the structure of the atoms or arrangement of the atoms inside the metals or a substance or a crystals, that also we can study by using X-ray radiation. And next one, in surgery also we are going to use, this is X-ray radiation. Next, UV light, where we are going to use ultraviolet radiation. First important, in eye surgery, we are going to use UV radiation, and don't using X-ray and gamma because they are having high frequency, and the electromagnetic radiation which is having a high frequency we should not use for the treatment of eye, because eye is a sensitive part, and more the frequency in the sense more energy of the radiation, that is damaging the host cells of the eye. That's why eye surgery better is UV light is good one. That's why we are going to use ultraviolet radiation for the eye surgery. And second one is photoelectrical effect. It means that in order to emit the electron from surface of any metal, which radiation we are going to use, that is ultraviolet radiation. What do you mean by photoelectrical effect? It is the process of emission of electrons from the surface of any metal by using light radiation or electromagnetic radiation. That process of emission of the electron is called as a photoelectrical effect. And UV light we are going better use for photoelectrical effect in order to emit the electron from the surface of the metal. And third one is, what is the use of ultraviolet radiation? That is a purification of water. You might have heard the name UV purifier, AquaGuard. Many water purifier machines you are buying. In that technology, which radiation we are going to use? Ultraviolet purification of water, because inside the water many bacteria or microorganisms. That's why to remove all the microorganisms which are present in the water, which radiations we are going to use? The ultraviolet radiation. that is for purification, and this is also we are going to use for sterilization of surgical instruments. Surgical instruments we are going to use this ultraviolet radiation. And next we can study about visible light, micro, infra and radio wave. You please note down this one. And we can next study the use of fourth electromagnetic radiation, that is fourth one, visible light. Fourth one is visible light or a white light. As you know very well, the visible light is also, we are going to call it as a white light because it can be seen. That's why the use of this one, first one, that is used to see the objects, which are used to see the objects present surrounding over here. It is a form of energy, means a visible light is nothing but after reflection we are able to see all the objects which are present surrounding to us, that is by using a visible light. And second one is for photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis, in presence of sunlight, which radiation that the plants they are going to use for the preparation of the food. The preparation of the food by the plants by using electromagnetic radiation called as a visible light, that process is called as a photosynthesis. And the photosynthesis process is carrying by using the electromagnetic radiation by visible light, that is in plants. For photosynthesis this is required. And next, fifth electromagnetic radiation, that is infraradiation. The infraradiation we are going to use in night cameras. Night camera means, for example, while shooting the videos or movies in night time or in big forests like Amazon, there is no light in the forest or during night time. In order to shoot the movies, which cameras we are going to use are night cameras. In night cameras, which electromagnetic radiation they are going to use, that is infraradiation. In night cameras, and this radiation also used in metal detectors. What are metal detectors? You might have experienced many times in the train station or airport. While entering into the airport, they are checking you by using one of the instrument called as a metal detector. What is metal detector? It is an instrument or a device used to check up whether the person is having any explosive materials or unwanted things, that can be finding or checking by using one of the instrument in the physics, that is a metal detector. In the metal detector, the infraradiation they are using, and common in TV remote controller, we are going to use the which radiation, that is also infraradiation. And again, use of infraradiation you can remember. And one more important, in big buildings or automatic door opening system, in that system there has been a circuit. In that circuit we are going to use infraradiation. During a shooting of the movie during night time, we are going to use the night cameras. In the night cameras, which radiation? Infra. And during entering into stations like a airport, and they are using one instrument in order to check whether are you having dangerous materials, called as a metal detector. In metal detector also infraradiation they are using. And TV remote controller, as you know very well, and automatic door open. and these are uses of electromagnetic radiation. And one more is microwave. And microwave radiation we are going to use in a communication system. Mainly important is communication system means mobile technology, because its wavelength is more. And main important for microwave is microwave oven. Ovens are there. Those ovens are working on the electromagnetic radiation as a microwave. For example, many times you have experienced in bakery, if you order something for eating material, then he is heating that one by using one of the oven. In that oven, microwave radiations they are going to use. And also microwave where we are going in communication system. And one more important is for navigation system for aircraft. For navigation in aircraft means here the aeroplane is moving in the space, and in which direction it is moving, that can be navigate the route map, or the navigation can be given by electromagnetic radiation as microwave. And the last one is, that is radio wave. We can study radio wave. Seventh one, radio wave. And radio wave generally you know very well, radio technology. For example, FM you are using, that is frequency modulation, means FM you are using, that is a radio technology. In that radio technology, which electromagnetic radiation we are going to use? Radio waves. And cellular phone technology, that is cell phone technology, we are going to use a radio waves. That means cell phone, it means that you are using a mobile communication, or mobile, it means that communication as a cell phone technology. And here the radio wave, where also we are going to use the radio waves in radar system. Radar means that what we have used, that is radar means it is a system or an instrument. Radar means this is an instrument we are going to use in order to find out the location of the object inside the depth of the ocean. Ocean ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು object the location ಅನ್ನು find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ we are going to use one of the metal instrument called as a radar system. Through the radar system we are going to send a radio wave, and after getting reflection of that radio wave by the object present in the depth of the ocean, there has been a change in the frequency and wavelength of that wave. Depending upon the changing signal given by the object, reflected by the object, we can able to find out the location of the object present in the ocean at a certain depth. Ocean ಒಳಗಡೆ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂಥ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದ ರಡಾರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ. ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವೇವ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವೇವನ್ನು ರೇಡಿಯೋ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೆಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ, ರಡಾರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಯಾಟಲೈಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವೇವ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. These are all very important uses or applications of all the electromagnetic radiation. You please remember, and important question for 1 marks in theory. Mention any one use of microwave or a radio wave or a infrared or a visible light or a gamma, X-ray, UV, whatever it is you have to ask for 1 marks. You please practice a range of wavelength and frequency of all the radiations as well as the applications of all the electromagnetic radiation. The first one is the gamma. Generally cancer treatment ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮಿಟಿ. ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೈಪ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಲೀಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ದ ಲೀಕೇಜ್ ದ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಪೈಪ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬಿ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಗಾಮಾ ರೇಡಿಯೇಷನ್. Generally we can remember for gamma. And X-ray you know very well. In hospital system, in order to check the fractured part of the bone by using a photography called as a X-ray radiation use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. In order to study the arrangement of the atoms or molecules in the material or in the crystal, that can be studied by using X-ray radiations. and many uses are there X-ray radiation, you please remember. And in the hospital system, to sterilize all the surgical instrument, we can use a X-ray radiation. And coming to UV light you are going to use in a photoelectrical effect, and you are using in a eye surgery. And for the purification of the water, you are using UV radiations, and for sterilization also you are using UV light. And while coming to visible light we can see, we are going to use to see the objects which are present surrounding to us. And in photosynthesis process we are going to use a visible light, and you remember one at least. And go to next one is a infrared radiation. Night camera ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. Getting while shooting the movie during the night time, we can use a night cameras. In night cameras infrared radiation. ಆಮೇಲೆ ರಿಮೋಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. ಮೈಕ್ರೋವೇವ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನ್ಯಾವಿಗೇಷನ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಡಿಟೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋವೇವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ರೇಡಿಯೋ ವೇವ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ one use of the applications of electromagnetic radiation, and please note down this one. And the next concept, that is the radiation pressure, we can study. What is the radiation pressure? Radiation in the sense that is the electromagnetic wave. That is the electromagnetic wave. The radiation is able to create pressure on any surface. What is the meaning of this one? Let us imagine this is my skin. This is a skin. Whenever the light radiation in the sense that is the electromagnetic radiation. Whenever the electromagnetic radiation, it means that light is incident on a surface, skin surface. Suddenly you are feeling something. What you are feeling? Your skin become getting warmness. What is the reason for this one? Whenever the light is incident on the skin, that radiation is trying to transfer its energy and momentum to the skin. While transferring its momentum and its energy to your surface, this skin surface, then it creates pressure on the skin. That pressure creating by electromagnetic wave on your skin is called as a radiation pressure. Whenever the radiation is falling on any surface, during that time that surface is trying to transfer its momentum and energy to that surface. While transferring a momentum and energy, that radiation creates pressure on surface. That pressure is called as a radiation pressure. This is whenever, what is the definition? Whenever electromagnetic radiation incident on any surface, means falling on any surface, incident on any surface, it is transfers its momentum, because the electromagnetic radiation is having momentum as well as energy. Transfers its momentum and energy. While transferring its momentum and energy to the surface. While transferring the momentum and energy, because light means electromagnetic radiation having energy as well as momentum, but not a charge, but not a mass. Momentum energy, it creates pressure on your hand. Pressure on your hand, it means any surface, not only hand, creates pressure on that surface. pressure on that surface called as radiation pressure. Surface called radiation pressure. Called radiation pressure. That radiation pressure can be calculated by using a theoretical formula. P is equal to total energy of the radiation divided by its speed. Then its pressure it is able to find out. And here one thing that is whenever the light radiation or a electromagnetic radiation or simply radiation is falling on any surface, it trying to transfer its momentum and energy. While transferring, it creates the pressure. That pressure is called as a radiation pressure. You might have feel many times ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಆದಾಗ ವಾರ್ಮ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದ? Immediately your skin getting warmness. The reason behind that the skin getting warmness, that is nothing but a radiation pressure. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಆದಾಗ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ವಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಟಿಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ವೇವ್. ಲೈಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ವೇವ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅದ ಮತ್ತು ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮ್ ಅದ. ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮನ್ನು ಆ ಲೈಟ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ನಿಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ನದ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೆಷರನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ರೇಡಿಯೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಯು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅನದರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ that is characteristics of electromagnetic waves. Characteristics of EM waves. First characteristic, general, you have to write the speed of electromagnetic wave is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is the first one. Second one, electromagnetic waves have energy and momentum. Third one, charge of electromagnetic waves is not there, chargeless and massless. Electromagnetic radiation is not having any charge and not having any mass. And the nature of electromagnetic wave is transverse. The longitudinal and transverse nature I have discussed getting in the previous concept. It means that the direction of propagation of the electromagnetic wave is perpendicular to the vibration of the particle in the conductor. That is a transverse in nature. I have discussed this also. And next one is electromagnetic is having electric field and magnetical field or oscillating with each other while propagating in the medium. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ವೇವ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡು ಮತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅದಾವ. ಅವೆರಡೂ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾವೆ, ಆಸಿಲೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾವ, ವೈಬ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ತಾವ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದಾಗ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ವೇವ್ಸ್ creates pressure on any surface called radiation pressure. Getting many more properties are there, but you simply remember these properties of electromagnetic radiation. First one, their speed is 3 into 10 to the power 8. Have energy and momentum. Electromagnetic wave is not having any charge and a mass. They are massless and chargeless. They are not a longitudinal. They are a transverse in nature. It means that vibration of the particle is y and propagation of the wave is in x. x and y, vibration of the particle along y, propagation of the wave along x, the angle between those two is a 90 degree. That nature is called as a transverse nature. While propagating in the space, electrical field and magnetical field present in the electromagnetic waves, they are oscillating with respective of time. Electromagnetic waves, if they are falling on any surface, it trying to transfer its momentum and energy. While transferring, it creates a pressure on any surface called as a radiation pressure. Example, when the light or electromagnetic wave is falling on your skin is immediately getting warmness. What is the reason behind this one? Whenever the getting a light or the electromagnetic wave is trying to transfer its momentum and energy to your skin, then suddenly your skin is getting warmness. It means that the radiation, it creates pressure on the skin surface called a radiation pressure. These are important characteristics of electromagnetic waves. You please remember any three properties of electromagnetic waves. Radiation pressure, this is the definition. The electromagnetic waves creates pressure on any surface whenever it is transferring its momentum and energy. That pressure creating by the electromagnetic radiation is called as a radiation pressure. And you please remember the topic is over. And the weightage for the exam is just 1 marks. And remember one thing, I have sent you the notes. In that notes, a displacement current concept is there. For this year, the displacement current concept has deleted. Don't read that one. Important is, many questions are there. Ampere circuit law statement is very important. And the nature of electromagnetic wave, transverse or longitudinal, that is the question. And again, the source of electromagnetic waves, that is the accelerating charged particles. Remember that one. And range, frequency range and wavelength range of the electromagnetic radiations. And the uses of all the electromagnetic radiation, that is very important. And the equation in order to find out the speed of electromagnetic wave in a free space, that is 1 by root of mu naught epsilon naught, that is remember. And how to find out, write the equation, mathematical equation to find out the speed of electromagnetic wave in a medium, that is 1 by root of mu and epsilon. Getting you, please remember all these questions. One is the nature, source, nature of electromagnetic wave, source of electromagnetic wave, equation to find out the speed of electromagnetic wave in a free space, equation to find out the speed of electromagnetic wave in a medium, and next the range of wavelength and frequency for all the electromagnetic radiation, and next one is applications of or uses of each and every electromagnetic wave. These 6 questions you have to remember very carefully, and from these 6 questions you are getting one important, that is 1 mark theory question, and the topic is over. And please go through the videos and the notes I have sending, and please note down this one. Okay, thank you.